Hey guys, my name is Travis Williams. I'm proud to say that I'm cousins with Natalie Fisher, and I've been asked to share my testimony with you guys today. Answer a few questions. First off, when did I accept Christ? Um, that was back in 1997. Most of you probably weren't alive. June 15th to be exact. I had really been thinking about giving my life to the Lord and being baptized. That. Um, I knew that I had sinned. Now, I hadn't done anything crazy, but I knew that I had sinned and that I was apart from God. And so they had a campaign at our church where a guy came and spoke, and we went out and knocked doors, and just kind of started speaking to my heart. So on Father's Day, actually, June 15th, 1997, I had my dad baptize me into Christ, and it was awesome. Um, One of those moments that I'll never forget, just that feeling of being clean and being made right. And I was only 11 years old, but I knew that it was a big moment. Second question, when have you had trouble trusting God? I hear that that's your theme, and I tell you what, if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, it would have been a little bit different. But about 3 years ago, my wife and I, we became pregnant. She became pregnant, I didn't. Um, she became pregnant, and we found out at the 22-week ultrasound that our daughter had what's called an SCT. It was a huge tumor on the base of her spine on the outside. And tell you what, you want to talk about trust. I mean, nobody ever thinks stuff like that's going to happen to them, and this was a really rare thing to have happen. And so we went from our little tiny hospital up to Columbus, and Columbus, we went there every week. It's about a 2-hour drive, and OSU was awesome, but they said, listen, if this thing grows, what it'll do is it'll take the blood supply away from your baby and take its life. And so I just remember we were really scared. We said, God, why would you do this to us? Some of the things that we asked, but we went and we saw one doctor, and it kind of changed all that. And we asked her, is there any possibility of this ever happening again? If, is this genetics or what is this? She said, no. It's like getting struck by lightning if this would happen to you again. She said, God has chosen you to be the parents of this kid because he thinks you can handle it. And we weren't so sure about that, but we knew, you know what? Why say, why us? Why wouldn't we say, why not us? So that became kind of our theme, why not us? God's picked us, and so we're going to see what happens. And from there, it went crazy. The tumor, they said we probably ought to go to a place where they can do a special surgery called fetal surgery. And so we didn't know what that was, but we went out to Philadelphia just to check it out, just to see if it was an option, because so far everything was good. Well, 4 days later, the tumor grew like crazy, like it hadn't grown before, and we had a small window, and the doctor said, you have to do this now or it's going to be too late. And so they did a C-section on my wife. They removed my daughter's little feet and her little tumor and her little behind, removed the tumor, and then placed my baby back in the womb, and sewed Kate up. And 2 weeks later, everything went well, but 2 weeks later, she was born, 27 weeks, and she was just 2.7 pounds, just super small, and we were in the hospital for 4 months. So I tell you that to tell you that during that time, my faith was tested. Our daughter has special needs. She had a brain bleed, and so that really tested my faith, knowing that my daughter was not going to be normal by the standard that people set up. And so through that time, I just asked God to help me with that. And he's still helping me trust him. But you know what? The third question is, how would my life be different had I not decided to trust in God? I don't know what other people turn to. I don't know where you go. Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord and he'll direct your path. I think that's... I just don't know what else. I remember being in the NICU, which is where they keep the babies, that are premature. And I just remember seeing all these families come in and come out. And you could kind of tell the ones that had hope and they had support. And you could see the ones also that were really struggling. And we tried to be an encouragement to them. But I don't know what else you turn to whenever moments like that happen. It kind of just was natural for Kate and I because we'd trusted God our whole lives, and He had always been good to us. So in this one moment where He's testing us, why wouldn't we trust Him? So that's just one example that I can think of. But I don't know where else you turn other than God. Who else can we trust? He's our everything. So I hope that answers the questions, and I'm happy to share my story with you. And by the way, I have a beautiful 3-year-old daughter who I got to dance with at a wedding last night, and she's beautiful. And at the end of July, she's going to have a little sister or brother. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but we're super excited. So that's my story. I pray that God blesses you, and have a great day.